Welcome back to Garage of Constant Sorrow. I'm Shane. What do we have today? More sorrow. Alright, so if you watched my last video, you'll know that we rebuilt the carburetor on the Nomega, and while it did need to be cleaned, ultimately it wasn't the source of the stalling and hesitation. So I got snooping around again. I thought maybe ignition module. So I popped the distributor cap off, and the module and the wires and everything inside looked really clean. So I went ahead and pulled the cap off the coil. Let me show you what we got here. So the coil goes inside the top of the cap, obviously, right there. And it has this cover that goes over it. Now, while it's not watertight or even weather tight, there's no seal around it. So, humidity can get in, but there shouldn't be any sitting water. But the first thing I noticed was rust on the iron part of this coil. So I went ahead and dismantled the whole thing, and let me show you what I found. Well, I don't know if you can see this. Right in there. Yep, that is a bare wire and melted plastic. So even if it's not the problem, it's a problem. So I'm gonna swap it out real quick and see what happens. All right, let me get you set up in the tripod and we'll walk you through it. All right, so as you can see, I've already got it disassembled. So let's see, in the kit they give you some new parts. Let's see what we got here. New mounting screws, a little rubber disc. Let's see, here is the center button, which I guess you can just reuse. Goes in here like so. This hole's a little smaller than the other one. Whoop, don't. I don't like that. Maybe I'll just reuse the old one, because I'm bending the little spring in the middle. So I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. We'll just reuse it. Yeah. Plus it's a pretty red. Alright, so it goes right there. Our coil. We have a red, a yellow, and a black. So the black one gets grounded right here. For some weird reason, I don't know why they bother grounding this to this this iron core, because it just screws into the cap, which is plastic. Confusing. Alright, set that in there like so. Let's use our new screws because the other ones are a little rusty. Just get them started. Don't forget your ground strap. I just woke up, so I'm really not that talkative. Don't have much to say. So we may end up editing some of this out. Tight. 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 And tight. Alright. And it comes with this extra ground strap, which I believe goes like so if you use it, but the connector that I have, or it's actually two connectors that go in here. There's one that goes in, right in this slot, and another one that goes in this slot. It only has 2 wires on this inner slot, which the ground strap would go into that middle section. But I have no wire on the vehicle to correspond to that terminal. So it wasn't there before. I'm not putting it there now. All right, so we take these and put them in these slots right here. We're gonna move that in just a little bit. Oh, that one's bent a little funny. Minor adjustment. Tweak. There we go. Let's see if those... Man, that's still a little crooked on that one. Oh, that's the other one. Hang on, let's pull that one back out. Tweak it just a little bit. Tweak. Push them in as far as they'll go. Alright, check. Yeah. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, like so. Can you see that? Yeah. Oh, this way. Okay. Now, cap, cover, whatever you want to call it, which is going to hit the wires. How can we do this? There we go. All right, just kind of tuck them in as best you can. Like so. All right, we have our cap and coil assembly to the car. All right, now, cap, let's see, make sure I got the rotor on. That's good. Cap. Should go on just one way. Oh wait, it was this way. Is that That does not feel right. What am I bumping up? Oh, there. Dang it. There we go. Yep. Locked in place. Alright, so number 1 should be here. Or was it here? Dang. I'm gonna have to put this back on top dead center so I can make sure I get this the plug wires hooked up right. I'll be back. Alright, we're on top dead center. That rotor is pointing pretty much straight ahead, which is kind of weird. Oh, but it fires before top dead center, so this will be number 1. Alright, let's get a screwdriver. Lock that down. 2, 3. And 4. Where is it? Right there. Oh, why is that sticking up so high? Alright, I gotta do that side. Oh, what is it? Come on, what are you doing? Huh. Alright, so now we gotta take it back off. That way. And alright, so this one does not want to go down. You see that? No, there you are. So now we gotta figure out why it's hanging up inside here. What the heck? Why? There. Okay, try it again. Right there. One, 2. And number 4. Okay, now we got to figure out, well, let's see, firing order 1, 8, 4, 1843657 I think. Hang on, let me look it up again. I keep forgetting. Yeah, 1843657. So, number one, right there. 8 is over there. You guys are just in my way. 8 is this one right here. 4-3, C2. 4 is right here. 1-8-4-3 is on that side. 1-3 is this one right here, which we'll have to wrap around that way. 1-8-4-3-6. 2-4-6 is right. Let's see. Right there. Whoop, hang on. 1, 8, 3, 6. 6. Where's 6? Oh, that's 6. Hold on. 4. This should be 4. That one comes right there. That's number 4. 6 is right here. 3, 6, 5 is on the other side. 1, 3, 5 right here. 6, 5, 7. Fell way back there. Great. Alright. And 2 is black sheep, literally. 1 black wire. Make sure we get all these off of the exhaust manifold, because they're kind of, there's some Excel wires that somebody didn't cut to the proper length, so some of them are like really long. That's why I had to have this black one, because they had one that was really short. I think they had the cap wired wrong when I got it, because that one short one didn't go anywhere. It just did not work in any position. Alright, so we have, where's that back one? Oh, wait a minute. There is a ground wire in this connector. Huh. So that's what we need to do. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this cap off the coil again. You know, if I can. Shoot, that back one's gonna be hard to get to. See if we can't use a stubby. Yeah. Where can I put this? Don't you fall. Don't do it. Alright. So we'll go ahead and put that ground strap in there. I was wondering why they grounded it. But it ran. I mean, of course that may have contributed to the meltdown. Oop, come here. You're not done yet. cap off, and handy holding spot for the screws until I knock it off and they go flying all over the place. Alright, now, where's that ground strap? Okay, so we need to get that screw out there because it goes only one way. I should just take the cap back off and do this, but I'm all kinds of stubborn. I'll contort myself as long as it means I don't have to take something else off. You know what I think I'm going to do? Is take that wire and ground it to the same screw that I'm putting this one on. Just to be sure, because this, the iron part of this is painted, it looks like, so I'm not sure it's an actual, a good ground spot. So we will take that off of this screw. Put it together with this screw, and that gets in the way of those wires. Dang it. So you need to go underneath that wire. Right there. Oh, but then that gets in the way of that. Excuse me. Huh. Okay. Shoot. Alright, now. That's gonna be in the way too. Goodness, how do they expect you to do this? Oh, wait. How does that work? Huh. It must go underneath it. Ah, okay. Let me show you. Let me show you something. Alright, so the way this, oops, sorry. The way this thing is formed, like so, it will only go underneath the coil. It only goes one way, because if you try and put it the other way, the thing points up and it needs to point down. So the only way to put this in there is to put it underneath the coil, and then we'll move that over, whoops, sorry. Then we'll move that wire over here on top. All right, I'll be back. All right, got it in. Now, we've got this connector that goes, hopefully everything lines up right. Feels like it went in pretty smooth. We got this connector, which has the 12 volt positive, and it's got a tack lead on it that I don't have hooked up to anything yet, but will eventually, because I want to know what RPM I'm running. All right, that's good there. That can get stuck right there. All right. Now, that wasn't so bad now, was it? Whew, it's already hot out here. It's only like, what is it, 11:45. A little later than I thought, but it's already 90 degrees out here. And of course, Southwest Louisiana, humidity. All right, let's fire it up. Are we ready to fire it up? Oh, let me get the air cleaner on. I'll be back. Okay, he's on. One pump. good for now, but then it did before. So let me let that warm up and we'll go for a test drive. All right, here we go. A little dirty. Thing's got two straight pipe duals on it, so I think there's some glass packs, but those really don't do anything. So last time I went out, really didn't take that long. It was just a couple minutes, a couple times around the block. So good. Speedometer works. Gas gauge actually works. There's no dash lights. The generator light and seatbelt light and brake light work, but no backlighting. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Shut you guys down. I want to open the speedometer app on my phone to see how accurate this speedometer is. So I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, it's definitely better, but it's still not running tip top when it's warmed up. When it's cold, it's smooth as silk. It's funny. So I may go ahead and end up just changing the ignition module just to throw a new one in there. As old as this car is, you don't know what anybody's done to it or how long parts have been on it. So I'll go ahead and grab one of those. They're pretty cheap. Now, something else I hadn't really thought about is if the valves are adjusted properly. So I'll probably go through and do that in the near future. And it is the transmission. When you put it in reverse, it takes, well, once it's warmed up, it takes a few seconds before it engages. So I'm gonna have to do a transmission service, maybe throw some Lucas or something in there. Buy myself some more time on it. All right, so that is it for this one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, somewhere down there. Talk at you later.